Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ninth episode of our studio from Star, also now known as the Game Diaries podcast.
All right, this is your host, Jostar.
And I'm Wolf. And today we are going to be talking about various topics that I don't remember exactly.
E3 podcast.
Okay, well we are doing this on the first day of the E3 streaming at least, and we haven't seen it yet, but we will be talking about what we know so far about E3.
And we're probably gonna watch it later.
And we're also going to talk about a few other things. I certainly want to talk about the Warcraft movie.
Should we start off with that? Since E3 news is gonna be kind of long.
No, let's just do E3 news, see how long that takes, and then see what time we have for
Warcraft.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is a game.
And other things as well.
Real quick question though: did you like Warcraft?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Like, out of 10, what would you give it?
Me personally, I'd never want to give things a 10 out of 10 because even through that movie, as much as I loved it, there were still several things that just weren't right. So I definitely would give that a 9 out of 10. But when I get more into it, I will talk about how best to enjoy it to anybody who hasn't seen it yet. So, how do you want to start off with the E3 news? Because you've got 5 people that are streaming within the next 2 days.
Bethesda is going on right now, the press conference,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, right now it is currently the Bethesda time slot.
Yeah, I know they're going to be talking about a bunch of games that nobody cares about, but what the meat of it is Fallout 4 expansion.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that since we're not watching it, we don't know exactly what's going on, so we're going to sound like dumbasses.
That is true. But we do know that there's going to talk about the Fallout 4 expansion. However big this expansion is, I have no idea because, like I said, we haven't been watching it.
Yeah, which we probably should have, but we've been playing some One Piece, not Burning Blood. We've been doing co-op of Pirate Warriors, not for a video, sadly, because fucking computer storage and just overall just not gonna work out.
Yeah. So what would you have been looking forward to for the Bethesda reveals? Me personally, I'm hoping that they reveal a new Elder Scrolls title.
Yeah.
Or at least a name drop for one. Because I'm waiting for my next Elder Scrolls. I've played almost 600 hours of Skyrim.
Oh, that is one thing that I can touch on right now. The Skyrim remastered.
Is that confirmed though?
It is confirmed.
It really is?
It is.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh man, port Skyrim to PS4, Xbox One. Higher quality graphics, I guess?
Yeah.
And that's it? Did they add anything?
There might be included DLC. I do not know for sure.
Well, you see, that's the thing. The reason I didn't think Skyrim Remastered would have been such a great idea is because so many people already put so much time into that game.
Not to mention that if it's just for graphics-wise, there's already
mods for that.
There's several mods that upgrade the graphics.
So yeah, it's just like, plus with all these mods going on, you can add story. I mean, I've seen a mod where they added Morrowind into Skyrim, or Oblivion into Skyrim. Characters from different series into Skyrim. At this point, I think I kind of tapped out of Skyrim after playing 600 hours of it.
There's that one DLC that allows you to go to home, right? I could have sworn that there was also a mod that was actually like the same thing, but just better and more expensive and for free.
Pretty much.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure of this, but I wouldn't doubt it being up there.
Yeah, they already had a world builder mod. Minecraft style, kind of, except it, looked good.
Definitely.
So it's just like, I'm not really interested in the Skyrim remaster. Of course, it'll look good, but at the same time, Skyrim looked pretty good for its time anyway. It had some frame rate problems here and there and some loading issues, but at the same time, like I said, we've already put so much time into the game. It's just like at this point we played all its DLC. We've pretty much done everything Skyrim's had to offer, and then the imaginative minds of these creative people putting in more than what the original Skyrim had to offer for the PC version. At this point, I don't really think I'm gonna buy a remaster of Skyrim.
Right.
There's like if they had did like a Morrowind remaster, I probably would have picked that up because it's older.
Is Morrowind
and it's my favorite one.
Is Morrowind the third one?
I think it's the second one. Third one is Oblivion, right? No. Okay. I don't remember what the first two are, but I know Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, which one is that? 4 or 5?
Look that up right now. All right. Pull that up on Google.
It's like I know I played Morrowind on PC as well.
Alright, so Elder Scrolls, gonna look at just their entirety. Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Daggerfall, Arena, Battlespire, and Redgar. Yeah, I think it
would technically be 2.
Mm-hmm. But Morrowind would definitely be a good remaster, especially if it's mainly
huge.
And also because it does the one thing that they stopped doing after that game, which is allow you to kill essential NPCs.
Also, there was another thing that I liked about Morrowind that I can't do in any game afterwards, and there's a spell that allows you to fly.
Oh.
You can actually fly in Morrowind.
Well, can't you fly on a dragon?
Yeah, but here's the problem with Skyrim's dragon flight. You don't control the dragon.
Oh.
The dragon takes its own flight path.
Oh.
And you have to go find a dragon, of course.
Well, I mean, dragons... To me...
I mean, you can call a dragon, but you'd have to wait for your shout to recharge to actually ride a dragon.
Yeah, but honestly, when I was playing Skyrim, I did not have trouble finding dragons at all. I remember several times I was thinking,
I felt Skyrim dragons were mediocre fights.
They definitely were.
They looked really cool, but fighting them was just too easy. All the way from the beginning, you start the game off and you beat a dragon.
I've honestly had a bit more fun playing or fighting some World of Warcraft dragons than...
In all honesty, my favorite enemies to fight are, the frost trolls.
Mm-hmm. Finishing your drink there.
Yeah, so it's just like... That's kind of how I feel about it.
Alright, but, do you want to talk about...
Anything else they got?
Was it...
Like, what do you think they're going to do for a Fallout 4 expansion?
I have no idea. A lot of other people will already know and probably...
Okay.
But...
Alright, so, yeah, that's all I'm pretty much worried, thinking about for Bethesda. I hope they drop, they're saying Skyrim Remaster, right? But I still hope they're dropping some new stuff for Elder Scrolls as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't want to just, tire us out of something. I know Destiny's got the iron, Lord of Iron thing going on?
I think so.
They had a trailer for it, and they're pre-order this and you can get Gallahorn, except in black.
Who was earlier today?
EA, I think.
Alright, so I'm going to try to see if I can find any highlights already. It doesn't really look... looks like... yeah, I don't see anything...
Oh, Battlefield?
Well, that was 6 days ago, though. I'm looking for something current.
That says what time?
Yeah, but just trying to see anything the most recent.
I guess so far. Let me just go on to one of my favorite companies, but my disappointment with them. Let's just harp on Nintendo real quick. Who decided to not have a press conference for E3 again, but also decided not to do a Nintendo digital event, and is deciding to not put anything new at E3. And they want to give us a Treehouse event.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Treehouse. Who likes watching Nintendo Treehouse events? Nobody. They're boring. It's like, what? Am I going to watch you play that 90-minute demo of Zelda? Which I am excited for.
I honestly don't remember any or Treehouse, so I don't remember what they were like.
I know they were those people who played like the Tokyo Mirage Sessions game, you know, with some of the like directors for the game talking to them while they play the game. They're just kind of bland, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I have a total issue, though. It's just like, Nintendo, what are you doing? I know we need to be getting some Sun and Moon news and some Go news. I didn't know earlier that there was going to be Sun and Moon news, but I did know for a fact that there would be Pokemon Go news. Hoping Pokemon Go was better than what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And that it will actually have battles in it. Because so far, I haven't seen anything that let me think that there would be battles in Pokemon Go.
Alright, so, from what I can tell, it looks like...
Because what we saw on the announcement was in-engine footage, which is not the same thing.
What did you see?
I don't know if this is... Oh yeah, these are saying E3 trailer, so Titanfall 2 multiplayer, Battlefield 1
what
debut.
What are you thinking about Titanfall 2 anyway?
I don't care for first-person shooters at all, except for Overwatch at this point. I mean, I never really cared about them, and then Overwatch came out, and it's been the only one that I've actually cared about. So honestly, when it comes to FPS, I don't really care.
I hope they reveal a new hero and stuff at E3.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, is Blizzard having a conference?
No.
Are they having a stand?
Let me actually see. E3 Blizzard. It's Activision and Blizzard are skipping the conference together, or Activision Blizzard. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, what? Apparently, EA had decided to drop out, but they're still here. What? No, whatever. But it looks like there's also been was this all today? Oh
but
no.
For me, Titanfall 1 really wasn't all that impressive.
There was some.
It was super boring.
There's a FIFA 20 or FIFA 17 and then FE.
What is FE?
I don't know.
Fire! I'm just kidding. Let's see what the trailer looks like.
IGN
Advertisement. I mean, yeah, this we probably should have at least watched a little bit of it. Alright, so
let's see what FE is.
Alright. Turn the volume down.
We just call it FE, I guess.
Alright, so you're a little robot in a giant world that...
I already don't like it.
Well, then... I mean,
it seems one of those boring platform adventure games.
Yeah.
It seems like a Spyro kind of. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's honestly the aesthetic is all right, but it's just there's nothing interesting.
Seems like an indie game. Isn't it an indie game?
Let's see at the end. There's definitely real-time gameplay footage here. Like that's like from the final product, or from part of the game.
His coloring is throwing me off.
FE. It didn't even say developer, unless they just covered it. But yeah, I don't see anything else by EA for the E3. So, what?
All right, well, back on harping on Nintendo real quick.
All right, that's what we're doing.
They had a reveal 2 days ago or yesterday, where they revealed 2 new Pokemon, rock dog and a koala. And to me personally, while the rock dog is kind of cute, I think they still both look like shit and are not impressive for me in the slightest. My problem with the new Pokemon game so far is the fact that I'm not aesthetically pleased with any of the designs so far.
Yeah, but I do think that they've had like.
I need some more cool looking Pokemon.
I mean, I was about to say that they're possibly having a new art director, but I know that's not true already because they had the same art director for the announcement of Sun and Moon. I remember that now.
Yeah, so hopefully, I want to see E3 reveal the starter evolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Because in all honesty, I'm not even gonna lie. When I pick my starter, I pick it based off of their final form. Because I know I'm not going to be looking at their first two forms for any given period of time. To be honest, I generally evolve to my third form within the first 2 hours of playing. Because I'm a grinder. It's what I do in Pokemon. I grind hard.
I mean, if you're grinding, then it might be a bit hard to do it in 2 hours, honestly. But
that's what I usually do. Like when I was playing Oris, I did that in 2 hours to get him to third form. I chose Trico.
But you didn't use Trico because I gave you a full team.
Yeah, I still use him though.
Alright.
I'm just using the whole team. I put him on the team.
But I gave you 6 Pokemon. So who did you take out?
Who did I? I think I took out Totodile.
Fair enough. I think I gave you a regular ability anyways. So, not gonna lie, that's not that big of a deal.
So yeah, it was just like, so far, I need to be visually pleased with the Pokemon that are here, and I'm not. Solgaleo looks cool, except, he's weak to fire.
Dark Souls all over again.
And Lunala looks decent, except it's weak to dark.
Twice.
Yeah. And what else is it weak to? Ghost? Or psychic?
Ghost. Yeah, because it's a psychic ghost.
So it's got 2 4x weaknesses. It's got a shit typing, to be honest. Both of their abilities, while claimed to be unique, are really just rip-offs of already made abilities just with different names, in all honesty.
Unless there is something different that they haven't revealed about them, but I don't.
And what I'm under the impression of is, now that we know that for sure there's a man-made island in Pokemon Sun and Moon in the middle, I'm under the assumption that the reason Solgaleo is metal is because he's a man-made Pokemon.
That would be interesting, but at the same time, we can't know for sure yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm assuming it's a theory almost. I'm theorizing that. I'm theorizing that, in all honesty, Solgaleo, being a metal robot, clearly is made by man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not down yet. I can see it, but at the same time, it's just that there hasn't been, other than Porygon, there hasn't been any mainstream Pokemon that have been man-made.
What about Genesect?
Genesect, and that I mean, it is man-made, but at the same time,
and technically, so is Mewtwo.
True, but Genesect is an event Pokemon, so.
But what about Mewtwo?
Okay, so Porygon and Mewtwo then, but still.
And Mewtwo is extremely mainstream.
But still.
I mean, it's just, I feel like it's been pushing towards this a little bit. Bringing Mewtwo back after all. And the way this world is set up, I mean, like, it would make sense that man would make a false deity, right? But it's weak to sun because they can't harness the sun.
Right, but then at the same time, that would mean that it would almost mean that that the other one would have to be man-made as well to still be opposites of each other.
Yeah, unless they're opposites in the way that while one is man-made, one could be alien-made.
True, but at the same time, that does sound silly.
It does, but we're talking Pokemon here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got literal child-eating Pokemon.
Yeah, but that
look cute, but hypnotize your children and then kill them.
The biggest thing that I did want to touch on that from the reveal was, or the Koro leak was that they say that the Iwanko, the rock Pokemon, and the 3 starters have a secret to them. And what I believe...
Are we thinking secret attacks, abilities, or...
I'm actually thinking it's Mega Evolutions.
Oh, now that would be interesting. To have their gen actually have their...
Yes.
Speaking of evolutions, though, do you think that whole synergy evolution or whatever, synchro evolution,
burst evolution,
do you think that's going to take part in Sun and Moon?
No. That was a thing that was supposed to be for an older audience that just did not go well. I looked up a bit more about it, and there is no way that has anything to do with Sun and Moon. And if there is, then I severely have my questions of going through with the rest of the Pokemon. Well, even if it does go on, I'll probably still play Pokemon, but I just will not take part of that burst evolution, whatever.
Hey, so Rio's Hunt, though, whose starter are you picking?
I mean, I don't know right now myself. I think I also want to check out their final evolutions as well.
Yeah, there's one thing. I know a lot of people are like, no, the real question is, are you Sun or Moon? I was like, I'm just getting both.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's what I do with a lot of my money. I just buy video games because I enjoy video games.
And in this particular case, it only makes sense to get both.
So far, at least. One of the biggest things is also the game differences.
Yeah, so far though, what I'm seeing is like there might only be like a legendary Pokemon difference so far.
Well, so far, yes,
yeah, that's
because
what I'm saying so far.
because we have no other information. We have no other information.
Of course, it's just like I need them to reveal more Pokemon in this world. I want to see some actual Hawaii themed Pokemon.
Yeah, the koala definitely. The koala, I guess it's because it's exotic, but
that sounds like Australia, though.
Yeah, the one thing that they should definitely do is a pineapple Pokemon for grass.
Really?
Yeah.
Pineapple.
I like my pineapple.
I want it to explode.
I love pineapple, but it does make my mouth. It does feel a bit prickly as well for some reason.
Sounds like kiwi when I eat it. Then I had to realize that you're supposed to peel kiwi first.
You don't peel kiwi?
Nope.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, I had a mustache inside my mouth.
Dang.
Yeah, it sucked ass. But, okay, so, like, all around, though, so far, I'm not impressed with Sun and Moon when it comes to Pokemon. However, I am impressed with the way the game looks. The world it's set in, the camera angles, the full scale models, stuff like that. I'm kind of interested in the Rotom thing.
The battle screen as well looks a lot more dynamic, I would say. The one thing that I'm very curious of is because both times they've showed battle animations being the Zygarde and the fucking what was the other, or well, just in gameplay videos. I remember seeing a lot of changes between perspective. Like I remember also seeing you taking the perspective of your opponent behind the opponent's Pokemon while it was being attacked. So the question is that going to be in it, or were they just showing it off from 2 angles?
Yeah, that whole camera angle thing, I'm not entirely sure how that works. Because it could just be like the way they're doing it to show it off.
I never did show you the Zygarde.
You never showed me the Zygarde, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's also an upcoming arcade game called Pokemon Ga-Ole.
What?
It's pretty much like Pokemon Batrio and Pokemon Tretta.
I don't know what any of those are.
They're just Japanese arcade Pokemon games. Alright, so got the Zygarde up. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon Sun and Moon. New Sons of... So you got the Zygarde 10% form, which looks like a dog and a bit of a scarf.
Still mad it's not going to be an X and Y.
So it's got 1,000 Arrows, which is a ground type move, already been confirmed to be
He's a Green Lantern.
With the special ability of also being able to hit Pokemon that are flying or with the ability to levitate, so that's very interesting. But then it's also got a second ability or second attack called Thousand Waves, though I don't know if there's anything unique about that.
It looked like a kind of absorb thing.
Also introducing the Zygarde complete form. It didn't,
aka a Gundam.
Yeah, so what it doesn't show on the trailer, but I remember seeing from another reveal, was that the Zygarde 10% goes down to a bit to like maybe an eighth of its life, and then it transforms into a perfect form Zygarde and gains like half of its health back. So here it is, the Gundam thing. I still can't tell which is his mouth, if it's the torso itself, or does it actually have a head?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that thing looks awesome as shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a Pokemon.
Yeah. And here is its signature move called Core Enforcer, which it jumps
Holy
up,
shit.
shoots a laser, makes a Z-beam.
Oh my god,
and
coolest attack in the game. Looks way cooler than Solgaleo and Lunala's attacks.
Well, definitely, so far I would say it's Zygarde, Solala, then Solgaleo. Or Lunala.
Yeah, Solgaleo's attack kind of looks lame.
Yeah.
There's a jumping flame charge. Come on now. So it's still straight. I'm still pretty sure that move is going to be a steel type move.
Yeah. Or dual typings.
I mean, like, because he won't have stab using Sun Steel Strike if it's got fire on it.
Very true. Very true. Is there anything else about Nintendo that you wanted to harp on?
I hope they want to give me some Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse. And there's one more thing that I've been needing to review.
They already have a list of things that they were going to talk about in Apocalypse wasn't on there.
No, there's one other thing that I need them to like surprise say or show me during Treehouse, and that is if Tokyo Mirage Sessions will have the goddamn swimsuit DLC.
Yeah, that is definitely it.
Because let me put it like this. We're paying the same amount for the Fortissimo edition, the $80, right? Mm-hmm. That comes with all the DLC that's current in the game. The swimsuit DLC in other countries is included in that. So far, though, from what I've seen, we don't seem to have that DLC available here in America, the country of boobs and ass.
Okay. Okay.
And you see, I have a problem with that. Because I'm paying the same amount of money for less content. That's kind of the same problem I had with Destiny. How they would sell DLC for the same prices on both consoles, but like the PlayStation 4 version would get exclusive extras for their DLC dollar. And that I have a problem with that. I know other people don't think that's a big deal. That is a big deal. If we're both paying $30 for the same expansion pack, why should your expansion pack have more than mine?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a problem with that kind of thing. And honestly, at this point, I used to defend the hell out of this game. At this point, I'm barely on my legs for buying this game. I already made the pre-order for the Fortissimo edition, and I'm like one step away from canceling the pre-order for it. Because I see no reason to get the Fortissimo edition for what? A soundtrack CD that I could just download off the internet or watch on YouTube, and what? An art book that I can also buy off of eBay, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who's going to just sell it separately for cheaper. And it's just like the DLC so far are all worthless to me. They're just costumes, and the main character looks like generic trash. So it's just like, I really wanted to like this game, but they've done so much wrong. And I'm like, it's an Atlas game, right?
Yeah.
That isn't English voice acted. They're not translating the game for the American version. And I found that stupid. That you're not even going to take the time to put English voice acting in the Wii U's second only it's only the second real RPG the Wii U's going to have, and it's not even going to have English voices. And I think that's stupid. I know some people will argue with me, It's because they want to keep the Japanese singing in the game, and they don't want to have the English voice actors singing. I was like, that's a stupid ass excuse, because there's plenty of games on 3DS that involve J-pop that are RPGs that are translated to English voice actors, but still kept the J-pop songs. One gem that I got the chance to play from Wolf over here was Stellar Glow. Stellar Glow has a lot of good J-pop songs in it, and it's still completely English voice acted. Adding English voice actors doesn't mean you have to take away, J-pop and stuff. So it's like, at that point, I was just like, they're just lazy with that. And I have a problem with that. So I'm on my last legs of buying this game. At this point, almost nobody's going to get the game anyway. At our local GameStop, I'm the only person who has a pre-order on the Fortissimo edition for that game.
Oh yeah, that is very true.
I'm literally the only one. They told me when I went there. He was like, "You sure you want to pre-order this game?" When I walked in there, and I'm sort of like, "How long has the pre-orders been open?" And they've been open for months, and nobody's pre-ordered this Fortissimo edition of the game. So I'm just like, nobody around here even wants to give the game a chance to begin with. I'm literally the only person with a Fortissimo edition pre-order. And he's literally questioning me about it. Whether or not I wanted to actually do it. It was like, that's just a bad sign, in all honesty. So, like, Nintendo, stop fucking up. Atlas, step your game up real quick. What? Like, how did you do this? Why did you do this? The game's super censored and all this other extra BS. So, we know that, like, back to E3 though, we know that Square Enix, or Squaresoft, whatever you want to call it, Square is not going to be at E3. Right? They're not having a conference.
As far as I know, yes.
So, a lot of people will probably assume that means no news on Kingdom Hearts, or like Final Fantasy VII Remake, or Final Fantasy 15. Or, hell, I'm hoping that they say something about Dissidia, the new one.
Oh, yeah.
For PS4. So, as far as I'm concerned, they think that, but I'm pretty sure Sony's just going to take this as an opportunity to advertise and show us those games. Because at the end of the day, those are still exclusive for those consoles.
Right.
So, I'm pretty sure we're going to get some Final Fantasy something, some Square Enix news during the Sony E3 press conference. They already said that they confirmed that the 4K is real, but they also said that it's not going to be at E3, which means that the Wii U, the NX should be at E3, but that's also not going to be at it. And Xbox is basically going to be following the bandwagon and upgrading their specs and making, I guess, an Xbox One Elite of some kind. So that's what's going on. That's as far as I know.
I honestly haven't been keeping too much of what Jostar is, so that's why I'm not really putting in much input on that.
What have you been keeping up with?
Nothing much really. I've been I've just been playing a lot of World of Warcraft and trying to complete my Pokédex in Pokemon, which I've almost completed except for one Pokemon that I just need to level up to evolve. So yeah, got that going for me.
Rare candy.
I don't have enough rare candies for I got to get it at like 20 levels right now.
Oh, damn.
Super grinded.
I mean, it's just like, okay, so that's what's going on right now. E3 is about to happen, people. E3 is on right now. We got Bethesda. I'm pretty sure actually that their conference is ending in like an hour or two.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're on it, let me know what's going on in there. I'm probably still gonna watch it myself.
Next week is definitely going to be our E3 recap of anything important that happened that we want to touch on.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be next week's video.
And it's like, I'm interested. I don't care about what Microsoft is doing at E3, but I am interested to see Sony's, because I'm into JRPGs and animates video games. Yes, fighting games. Yes, I'm into all of that stuff. And that Sony's the platform for that. So I'm interested in those. Anybody play Planet Robobot yet?
No, but I have heard about it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh, is that the Kirby? Are you talking about the Kirby game? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard good things about that as well.
Yeah, I heard people will say it's a successor to Triple Deluxe.
Triple Deluxe? Oh, I like Triple Deluxe. Or wait, no, the one that I'm thinking of is Squeak Squad for some reason.
I like Superstar Ultra.
I can't remember all the Kirby games that I've played. I know I've played Squeak Squad. That's probably the one I put my most hours into. Because that's the only one I've actually I've 100% completed. But other than that, I can't remember which ones exactly. What else is there to talk about for E3? Any other companies that you want to harbor on?
Not in particular. Not right now. In all honesty. Because there's not a lot that I was looking forward to this year, taking it so many people dropped out this year.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty. Which is also very important to note. A lot of people dropped out.
Yeah.
And also, did you hear about the pre-order sales for Infinite Warfare?
What did it?
They're shit.
Oh. Oh, well.
It seems like Call of Duty fans are actually finally standing up about their game being the same game over and over again. However, the problem is with Infinite Warfare is it looks more different than every other Call of Duty game.
But here's the thing: a lot of people aren't really caring about Infinite Warfare themselves. They're more
the Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they want the remaster. I mean, I even saw a post the other day which was pre-order the remaster to get Infinite Warfare. So that was very interesting to me. Isn't really no other E3 news we have?
Not that I can actually think of, because like I said, I don't know any big reveals going on right now.
Alright.
Or potential big reveals.
No, let's move on to just anything in general this week that you've done? Or any news that you've heard in the past week?
Not particular. Any news that I've heard in the past week? Oh, well, there is anime news, of course.
Oh,
we got Dragon Ball Super with Black Goku. Well, his name is just Black, but he's Goku except he wears black and he looks cool. And he's fucking shit up in Future Trunks' timeline. And in Future Trunks' timeline, spoilers coming ahead, because this is informative after all.
Alright.
You might want to cover your ears.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Black
Goku kills Bulma and Mai.
Mai. Is that the peel-off girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
He killed both of them.
Oh no, Bulma.
He's a straight savage for killing Bulma. That's all I really care about. Mai ain't shit. And in other news, all you dear Attack on Titan fans, aren't you happy that Armin died?
Really?
Yeah, he just died.
Wait, is season 2 out now?
No, it's in the manga.
Oh.
He just died. He got burned to death.
Burned?
Yes, by the Colossal Titan.
Damn.
In a plan to beat him, he basically latched himself onto the Colossal Titan, and the Colossal Titan, feeling bad for him, emitted so much steam that it basically melted all of his skin off. And everything, his clothes, organs, he got burned to death and fell from high altitude right afterwards and died.
Damn. I feel like Attack on Titan is slowly turning into the Game of Thrones of the anime world.
Pretty much, except I don't really give two fucks about Attack on Titan at this point.
What was...
Mr. I want to release one chapter a month, face ass.
Yeah, didn't he like try to do as much as he could, but then he started getting famous, and then it was just like, I'll do it when I can.
Yeah, he releases 11 chapters a year. That's nothing, pretty much.
Doesn't give people enough time to actually make the animated series of it.
Yeah, which is why I'm actually shocked that anybody could still even be thinking about Attack on Titan anime at this point. Waiting for that crap. How long has it been? 5-6 years almost?
Probably. We can check.
Like, when did the first Attack on... Like...
Attack on Titan.
It's really dumb to me.
Anime 2014. Like the 2013. So
okay, so it's about three years.
Yeah.
Going on 4.
3 years and 2 months. It was April 7th. That was first aired.
It's like, who's still waiting for it at this point? Nobody gave 2 fucks about Attack on Titan Junior High, aka Chibi Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, so yeah, that's what's going on in anime news. Oh, and Hunter x Hunter, Hisoka lost to Crollo.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he pulled off some Deus Ex Machina shit and got revived.
Really?
Yeah. By that healing chick.
Alright.
That ninja chick. So that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So back to gaming though. Since there's not a lot of anime news that I have right now.
Back to gaming news?
Yeah. Overwatch nerfs.
Oh yeah. But I already asked you if you had any gaming news. That's why we.
Yeah, I thought you were talking specifically E3.
Probably didn't clarify, but yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, okay. So they basically confirmed they're nerfing McCree. So what are your thoughts on that?
McCree, out of the nerf list that you've told me that we're getting into, definitely the one nerf that you told me was it. No longer 1 second for his 6 rapid fire, or at least it's going to be...
It's either going to be less damage or less rapid of a speed.
Yeah, whichever one is fine by me. I mean, McCree was... on competitive teams, but there was almost always McCree for attack modes. Like
he basically one-hit kills everybody.
Yeah, if you wanted any character, then pretty much McCree was the go-to for a lot of the competitive matches from what I've seen. For what I've seen.
And it's like, for me, I can kind of agree with it that he needed that kind of nerf on it. But at the same time, I didn't think he needed too much of a nerf.
Yeah.
But he really did overshine a lot of offensive heroes.
I mean, and it wasn't just because it was just because of that one ability.
Yeah, honestly. His secondary shot. It's something he can basically do every second.
Mm-hmm.
Or every 2 seconds because of however long it takes him to reload. Yeah, he'll drop your whole team. It's that kind of attack is a one-shot to basically every character in the game.
Well, no, because...
Especially if it's headshots.
I don't think it can headshot, though.
What's the damage on that thing?
Let's go back. We're going to revisit our Overwatch episode. Alright, so Overwatch McCree. Alright, so we look at his thing.
Let's look at the damage on his gun.
The fan the hammer was 35 to 70 per shot for 6 shots, but it could not headshot.
Okay, but 70 times 6. Let's just take that highest. Hell, let's just take a middle number. What? Let's say like 55. It would be a good middle number for that. Or 50. 50 times 6.
300.
Like, right? That's insane.
Yeah, that does kill most characters.
And then 70 times 6?
Mm-hmm. But I mean...
I'm just saying, that's still insane.
Yeah, there's definitely there's no defense against not having this nerfed unless you're just a huge fanboy who wants that to be your main. I mean, honestly, there is no defense of keeping that the way it is.
It really is broken, to be honest. I heard Zenyatta is getting an entirely new change of playstyle.
And honestly,
it's necessary.
I mean, out of every character, I have played every single character, and out of all the characters, I do not want to play Zenyatta anymore.
To be honest, though, I've almost never seen a enemy Zenyatta unless playing bots.
Alright, so let's just look at a little bit of his stats
It literally
again.
takes him 2.5. Like really? Are you serious?
The fire rate is how fast it comes out, but it charges almost 1 per second. Yeah. So
that's uncharged.
Yeah, uncharged. That's how many it takes to charge up 1. That's the time that it takes to charge up 1 orb. So it takes about 0.9 of a second to charge up 1 orb, up to 5 orbs, and then it sends out at a fourth of its speed. Which the damage is 35 times 5, which honestly isn't that bad because it can also headshot and it goes directly into one area instead of just like as a spread. But
he's gonna miss a lot of the times, to be honest. What does his health pool look like?
His health pool, 100 shield, 50 health.
He's going to die in a literal second. Like literally, he's literally going to die in 1 second.
His reload is also the longest in the game. It's 2 seconds for just to reload anything.
It's like at this, like they really do need to change Zenyatta entirely as a character. I don't even think he should be a support character anymore.
The only thing that he had was good was the Orb of Discord, which meant that a character that took 50% extra damage.
And it's like at this point though, like they said that they're gonna change his playstyle. So his playstyle needs to be changed. It really does. Because Zenyatta sucks and nobody likes him. Everybody will argue that there's no such thing as a bad character in Overwatch, and I'm like, you're clearly wrong. Because nobody uses Zenyatta.
Well, honestly, we did say that last time, but I think it's because we actually overlooked Zenyatta. I think we
skipped him.
Yeah, I think we legit skipped him because we were looking at the list, but I do not. If we go back to it, I do not think we went over him at all. Because if we had gone through that, I think we would have said every character is good except for maybe not Zenyatta.
And it's like, okay, and then they're also basically saying they're gonna nerf Widowmaker. How do you feel about that?
Okay, now the Widowmaker nerf,
I don't think it's necessary.
I also do not think it's necessary, but it's also just situational because Widowmaker is a high skill cap character because she is supposed to be the better sniper to Hanzo. Hanzo's supposed to be a better overall, with Widowmaker being a focus on sniping. So the thing is that Hanzo can still one-shot a lot of other people, so what's the deal with being able to body shot one person? Because she still needs to charge up the shot for one, and then two, a lot of times when a person dies by Widowmaker, or by any character, you get a little tip of how to counter something about that character, right?
Yeah.
Almost all the time, they'll say if your enemy has a Widowmaker, move erratically. You don't just run in a straight line. The only time you run in a straight line is when you are trying to get back to somewhere and you know for a fact that there's no one around.
Exactly, and it's like, my problem with it is, like you said, Widowmaker has a high skill cap. She really does. And it's hard to actually just pull off good shots on people. Bless me, sorry about that. And it takes a while for them to get good shots off on people. You have to be really good at the game, in all honesty. And you have to be able to predict people's movements. And it's just like, it's hard. And they have a problem with her one-hit killing low HP characters like Tracer with body shots.
Well, the only character that I can say that is unfair would be Zenyatta, honestly. But no one's going to be playing Zenyatta anyways.
Nobody picks him, so who cares? And Tracer is so erratic that it's going to be hard to hit her regardless.
I mean, even using a character like even just a shotgun character that when I like playing as like a Roadhog or a fucking
Reaper.
Yeah, Reaper. I honestly don't play that much Reaper. I played him a couple times.
I love Reaper. Reaper's like one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite to play as.
Yeah, but even with those the shotgun blasts, I have been able to unload an entire clip against a good tracer, and they wouldn't get hit at all because they knew exactly where to move and when to blink.
It's like, and the thing is, like, it's just like it's so stupid that they would sit here and think that Widowmaker needs a nerf, McCree needs a nerf, ignore Mr. Play of the Game.
Oh yeah, Bastion.
Entirely.
I mean,
out of all three of those characters, though, Bastion would be the one who needs a nerf.
I mean,
of all three of them, and it's solely because of turret mode.
Yeah, he does have a long cooldown, but I mean, he has such a high ammo count that it almost doesn't matter.
And like most of the time, you see Bastion do play in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's him sitting on the payload, him sitting on a moving object, him sitting somewhere, and he'll mow down the entire team in a matter of seconds because he'll drop a character per second, almost, or per 2 seconds. Max. And it's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up.
And it's like we'll see the play of the game cam, and it's just like you'll just see him just everywhere.
I mean, if by chance he does do max damage on every shot, then that's 525 damage that he does. That's enough to kill. That in 1 second, it's enough damage to kill 2 characters.
Exactly. And it's just like his ult is pretty annoying too, to be honest. The tank.
It does 205 damage, which automatically kills most assault characters, which kills pretty much every attack character in one shot.
It's also very mobile. It's super fast as well. It's like sometimes I'll see the play of the game where he'll just turn into tank mode and he'll drop the team, and it's area of effect.
And so, but one of the worst problems about it as well is that when he transforms, he also gains armor.
And I was like, so if anybody could use a nerf, it would honestly be Bastion for my vote. I mean, and even still, he's beatable at times. He can, unless you're just fighting a good Bastion. Because if he's good and he's Bastion, then you've got an issue.
I think they also need to nerf that self-repair. Now that I look at it, it does 25 health per second.
25% health.
25% health, yes.
So in 4 seconds, he's at max again.
Yeah.
And he can do it while shooting.
And how? No, he can't. I tried.
Oh, well, not shooting. I mean, in turret mode.
That's still like...
He can do it while in turret mode.
Yes.
On a moving platform.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he'll be healing himself, then he'll shoot again.
Yeah. The only defense that I can give about not nerfing Bastion yet is to get people to realize that this is not a game where you have a main. You need to switch characters. And the best way
the thing is, I actually can disagree with that. For example, I know a lot of people who main Lucio, for example, and there's absolutely no problem with maining Lucio because he's basically good for every match.
Okay.
I have 2 guys who play Lucio and no other character.
Okay, but that's also because Lucio is too good. He also kind of deserves a nerf. If they want their game to be the way that they designed,
they want it to be an esport for some reason.
But they do want the game to be pretty much a rock paper scissors match. They want you to switch characters, but having characters like Lucio, who is just good overall,
it's like he's not dying if he's playing him right.
Yeah,
Soldier 76 is extremely good with the healing deployment field, aimbot, and rockets as a secondary shot.
I mean, if you're on
sprint
on assault, you can go. You don't even need to have a support. I remember playing with. They were like, we need a support, so I was like. And we were playing against bots, but because it's bots, I was like, we don't need support. I'm going to go Soldier 76. So they were like, what do you got? So it's like, no, go to the support. I'm like, I'll take care of it. I will stay on the payload because we are attacking the payload. I'll stay on the payload and I will put down my healing field. The healing field affects everything around it. It doesn't have like a thigh high range. It heals everything on the ground beneath it. So you just get near that. I was getting points for helping carry the payload
and healing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Soldier 76 just guns bitches down. Soldier 76 is basically Master Chief.
The only thing that would make him broken is that his aimbotting thing does not headshot. There was I saw a video of somebody.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
it does not need to headshot.
But I mean, if it did, it would. I'm saying if it did, he would be broken as hell.
And it's just like it's like in this game though. It's like while I can defend Bastion with the whole switching your character, I've even seen where that wouldn't work against a good Bastion. It's like, for example, they say pick Tracer and blink behind Bastion. But here's another thing. Most Bastions, they're not fighting by themselves. Mm-hmm. What really hurts fighting Bastion is when he's got a Mercy on the team or Reinhardt behind him with a shield up. Or Reinhardt in front of him with a shield up. Mm-hmm. And then he's getting some kind of buff. Then there you got a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fast. He actually is fast.
Yeah.
He's got an extremely high turnaround speed. Especially for those people I see online who play with maximum sensitivity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Tracer will blink behind him. He'll just swipe to the left a little bit and he'll automatically turn 180 degrees. And pop her in 1 second.
I mean, Bastion, just in the end, he just becomes a character to play if you want to just
play the game.
Get to play the game and just to
enjoy shooting the fuck out of people.
Because I mean, the startup for his attack is non-existent. Like if they made it so that there's like a noticeable sound and it took like winding up,
cannon, yeah.
And I wouldn't say like 3 seconds would be fair, but at least 1 second so somebody can hear that. It would be so much easier because you just click the button and you're shooting immediately.
The moment you get touched by Bastion, you're basically dead. You're not. If he's shooting you, mm-hmm. you're not even going to escape his sight.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're going up against a PC player.
Mm-hmm.
They're just outright hitting you.
Definitely.
I was like, and doesn't he get headshots?
Yeah, he gets headshots for both forms.
So it's just like, okay. And it's like, so Widowmaker, no nerf. McCree, I can see it. Because
as long as they
shoot is just annoying.
As long as they only touch the stick shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that they might not touch the stick shoot though, and they might touch the blind grenade, the flash grenade, flashbang.
I actually have not had any trouble with that at all.
Like, yeah, it's like they claim that a big part of the reason why McCree is so good is because of his flashbang. For me, I haven't had too much of a problem.
Alright, so it briefly stuns. Then small damage and briefly stuns. Let's see here. Oh, it's a 0.7 second stun for 25 damage. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, people act like it's the biggest thing. But the only thing is, it links directly into Fan the Hammer. 0.7 second stun is just enough time for him to just drop you with the Fan the Hammer.
Yeah. But I mean...
And that's why they think it's broken. But at the same time, it's really not. Because half the time it misses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it can also be deflected.
Yeah, also the 0.7 seconds is... I believe that
almost unnoticeable.
Yeah, because a person's usual reaction time will usually be about 0.9 seconds. That's a person's reaction time to something immediately happening.
Exactly. On average.
On average.
It's just like...
You can obviously have a better one or a worse one, but just saying on average, because I've done some psychology myself.
So yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that would be what they would target and not the actual Fan the Hammer. And I guess because Fan the Hammer would be a staple move. But it's just like, that's how it is. A lot of people are saying Reaper deserves a nerf. And I'm simply like, really?
Reaper is technically one of the fairest characters in the game.
He doesn't need a nerf. He's a shotgun class character. He has to be in your face.
Well, the only thing I can see getting a nerf is his heal. Because 50...
You mean when he kills you and then eats an orb?
He gets 20% of his health, though.
Yeah, but Bastion gets 25% and doesn't have to kill you to do it.
But Bastion still needs a nerf anyways.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And it's like Soldier 76 drops a healing field. He doesn't need to kill. The thing is why I think that's balanced is because he has to kill you in order to get an orb.
Okay, yeah, I actually did not remember that part. So he does.
So it's fair. It's like, in all honesty, right. Reaper is just really fair. And the main reason people hate Reaper is because they think you're an edgelord for picking him. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, because he's an edgy character, then they don't like you playing as Reaper.
Death Blossom, though, I think could be a bit rebalanced because 600 damage over 3 seconds. That's 200 damage per second.
Yeah, that's not a problem, though. Diva deals 1,000 damage in an instant with an ult that recharges in literal seconds and can re-get her mech back right afterwards with a wider range of effect as well. And it's just, that's not much of a problem. You're instantly dead. Everybody is.
The only thing I wanted to say was that I think that the duration should be extended by 1 second.
Oh, well, another thing though is I think it's still balanced in the thing of, think about this though. They took away the invincibility of it. You can shoot him and kill him during his ult now.
I know, but still,
and you don't have to be near it.
With the Death Blossom, you get into the middle of almost any other attack character that has 200 health, and you're going to kill them instantly.
Yeah,
I would rather have.
That's fair though. I mean, think about it. Tracer's pulse bomb. You get in the middle of any attack group character, you're going to one hit kill them too. Most of them have 250 or less HP.
But I mean,
and hers deals 300.
But with
in an instant.
With Tracers, you still need to land it. With Reaper...
I've seen people throw it on the floor.
With Reaper, you can easily get into the middle of anybody.
Yeah, but that's the point. At the same time, he's still vulnerable.
Not if they're dead.
Like, and not only that,
they get killed immediately because he uses it.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, most people, unless you're pretty bad at the game, your entire team isn't going to be right next to each other.
Fair enough. I'm probably just speaking from my bad experiences already.
I mean, like, it's just like people complain about Reaper, but Reaper is really actually extremely fair. He has to beat up on you to deal real damage, and he can't attack while he's invincible.
Yeah.
And he still has a 1 second recovery after leaving the Shadow Walk thing.
Let me double check on that.
Or something like that. How long until he can shoot again? After he doing it?
Alright, he is invincible. How are you gonna attack? It doesn't say that he actually has any...
Well, I know from playing him that I can't shoot immediately after coming out of Wraith form. It's just like, it's a good getaway or a close-in move. Mm-hmm. But Reaper also doesn't have a secondary shot like a lot of other characters do.
I mean, I feel like the biggest thing for Reaper is that he is supposed to be countering against the big tanks.
Yeah.
Because the shotguns will be able to hit with every single pellet as hard as possible.
Yeah, that's the like for example, I use Reaper against Roadhog.
Yeah.
Because fuck Roadhog.
But while you do that,
but then he just grapple pulls.
Yeah,
shotgun.
But then there's a lot of. But I mean, he's. I mean, while he is supposed to be made for the close. I mean, with hit like a lot because it's supposed to be rock paper scissors. If he's good against both the tanks and the attack, then you're left with only the defense, and that's still technically not that really balanced in this kind of game.
I mean, that's not a bad thing either because most of the attack people are faster than him.
No, not fair.
And Farrah's got more mobility. He has to be up close, right? So all Farrah has to do is fly up and rocket.
Well, like I said, it's easy for Reaper to get close.
Yeah, but not if she's flying.
But he has a teleport.
His teleport doesn't have high elevation.
It does. I'm
saying like its elevation really isn't that high. It's also extremely slow. His teleport, he poses first.
But it's 2 seconds.
He teleports and he poses still. Most of these people will kill somebody at 250 HP in 2 seconds for using his teleport. Teleport is mostly just for positioning.
But that's enough about Reaper for now. Is there any other character that you want to discuss about any problems with?
Diva's getting a buff.
All right, what kind of buff is she getting?
Well, they think that she doesn't hit hard enough, so they're gonna make her either hit faster or hit stronger to make up for the fact that they don't think that she kills fast enough.
Well, honestly, looking at this, the fire rate 7 rounds per second for pretty much a small shotgun blast. That's not bad, but 0.5
8 pellets per shot as well.
8 pellets per shot, but it's 0.5 to 3 damage per pellet. That's at worst.
Alright, so basically, but for that kind of thing, at worst it'd be 0.5. We'll take the average of 1.5, right? It says 7 shots per second. There's 8 pellets per shot.
So that's
say all shots hit.
That's 12 times 7, which is 84.
Yeah, so it's just like per second she's doing 84 damage in mech. She's a tank with high mobility at that. And an ult that builds up extremely fast that deals 1,000 damage and area effect.
Yeah, but that's his her regular one. Let's also compare him to others like Reinhardt's hit 1 swing per second of 75 damage.
So she does more.
Right.
Roadhog is strong.
Roadhog does 25 pellets per shot, 1 round per second, but the average of that would be like, what, 7,
It would
8?
be about, if it's 4 to 9, it would be about an average of 6 or 7.
Yes, so let's go 7 times 25. Okay, that was definitely, what?
That was wrong.
7, I probably did that. God damn it.
7 times 25.
No,
You're doing 7 times 7.
Yeah, 7 times 25. Goddamn. 175. So that's pretty strong.
Yeah, it's 1 shot per second. Big shot.
Okay, don't forget, Reinhardt isn't usually used for his basic either. Like, his main damage is that charge, which does about 350 damage total.
Yeah, the initial hit is 50.
Plus, his range attack is 100 damage flat.
It's like, but she's also got high mobility and all this other crap going on for her.
So does Reinhardt. I mean, he charges across the field.
Yeah, but she can fly.
And you got Winston.
He does
only around. So he does about 60 damage. However, his arcs to multiple targets. Yeah. So he is only best when doing it to multiple targets. So say you do that against 3 targets, that's technically 180 damage per second. So while he does do low damage,
on multiple characters.
But while he does do low damage, it has a potential to do a lot more.
Yeah, to an overall amount of people.
Yes, but that's still it.
And Zarya,
hers does about 4.75 per round, but it gets stronger.
Yeah, and how much is her? The alternate shot is 45.
45. I mean, is there something special about the 45 that does anything? Oh, it ignores deflect and defense matrix.
Yeah, it makes sense. Still 45.
It explodes though.
Yeah, it's got area effect.
Yeah.
It's still the grenade shot, basically.
Yeah, but that's also the Winston thing where it has the potential to do
more damage because it hits more people.
But because Diva is only by pellet, the damage is by pellet, that means that the pellet can't do multiple damage to multiple people.
Also, but if you think about it, when you say pellet, that makes it sound like a shotgun, which means it's got spray.
Yeah, but which I already said. But I already said that she is good for up close.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that up close, the most amount of damage that you can do
is 84.
No, that was on average. The most that she can do is 168
per second.
Per second, which most other characters can still do a hefty amount of damage to in that same time.
Yeah. So it's like but like I said, she's still a tank.
Well, all the other tanks can still do about the same damage or even more quicker.
But the only one of those who's also mobile would be Winston.
And Reinhardt.
And then but also, like I said, you have to take into account her ult, which is arguably the strongest one in the game.
Well, it is the strongest, but still.
And one hit kills everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will.
It charges fast.
Well, and also the fact that you can pretty much use it as a shot.
You can shoot it?
You use boosters, and then you hit your Q. And you jump out of it while it's going forward.
Wow, I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, I've actually seen a play in the game where a guy did it up into the air over like a wall, and he hid behind the wall. It got everybody.
That sounds awesome.
Because
the area effect is insane.
Yeah, if it explodes in the air, because it hits everybody who's not hiding behind
a wall.
So if you do it in the air, that's a lot more potential.
It's like, and there's another thing. Yeah. I've seen a lot of divas get play of the game.
I mean, I've gotten a couple play of the games by doing that, by shooting off the.
Man, I've seen her get a lot of kills. It's like, we even look at this statistically, but at the end of the day, she's still killing you in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Up close. Nonetheless, it's still fast. She's still a tank, and of course, with a good team, she's not dying.
I do think that while the damage...
And if she's really mobile outside of the mech, you have to kill her twice.
Yes. So I feel like the best plan of strategy to balance her the best is increase the cannons a little bit more, not too dramatically.
Too dramatic.
I would say just go it up to like 1.5 to 5 per pellet. Honestly.
Yeah, because I think 0.5 might be way. Actually, that's way too on the small side.
Yeah,
0.5. It should never be less than 1.
Yes. Yeah, the self-destruct, I would say give it 6 seconds charging to give people a better chance to get to cover.
Because that's the thing. They ignored when they talked about her. They ignored her ult completely, as if it's not a key component for her character, as if it's not something that she can do more times than most other characters. Her and Hanzo get their ults extremely fast. You'll hear that,
and don't forget
Tracer, like over and over again in a match.
Yeah, and then to finish it off is to increase both of her recharge rates for both calling the mech and for you getting to blow it up. I believe the
she pulls it out too fast.
Yeah, I believe both should be like doubled in how fast they need to be done, because while she's very weak when she gets out of the pilot. So I mean,
it's not too weak, to be fair. It's 6.6 rounds per second, 14 damage, solid. That's not too bad. That's like Tracer damage.
84. Well, that's about the same.
It's the mech, basically, except she's faster, more concentrated.
Yeah, but I do think that extending the recharge rate would make it a bit fair, because if you get hurt, there have been a couple times where I was caught out by myself, but because I was shooting somebody in the head, like I was shooting a Reinhardt in the head, he wasn't going to go down anytime soon with just that pistol, but I managed to get it back and get my mech back, get back to 500 health, and then just knock him down because of those pellets. Of course, it took a little bit because low damage.
It's like, for me, when I play D.Va, I don't even notice the low damage, to be honest. Because the majority of the time, most of the time, you're fighting offensive heroes. So either way, they're still dead in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And does she have to reload?
No, but the thing is that the reason why I think the damage needs to be extended is because of the recharge amount, because that's the only thing of damage that she can do other than her attack.
Yeah.
So if you increase the damage, then it will still be fine, because she won't have to rely on having to hide all the time.
However, that mech, like you said, pulling it out in their ult needs to be increased in charge time.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, it's like I can slightly agree with buffing her, but at the same time, she needs more nerfs than buffs.
Right. Though there are 2 other characters I would personally like to or actually 3 characters that I would like to see a little bit of a nerf on as well.
Symmetra's turrets.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much. Like, she is doing just fine. It's just that her turrets are too much.
25 her turrets damage, are basically killers.
25 damage per second without the 6. So that's 150 damage per second, and they slow. I think that they should lower the DPS to 10 damage, or no, just 15 damage per second.
I'd say 10 because she can mark 6. Most of the time when people get killed by her turrets, they're getting hit by 4 of them at a time.
Well, I mean, if you're doing
and it slows, so you're not even. Most of the time, you're not gonna get away from it. It's like unless you're like a Genji and you like swift strike the moment you start getting hit.
Yeah. So 10 damage per second and increase the slow. It doesn't say a slow percentage though, but I do think that it should be focused on the slow instead of the damage.
Because she is a support character. But a lot of the time, she'll end up with most of the kills in a match because those turrets are just monsters.
Well,
they're better than his.
Yeah, but Torbjorn also...
He needs a nerf?
I could have sworn that there's something about it. Well, his turrets themselves are very powerful.
But he can only have one.
He can only have one. However, his level 3 turret does become a bit of a problem.
800 HP, 14 per shot,
and 14 per rocket. The rocket's also exploding and doing area damage.
Just 4 rockets per second and 5 shots per second.
So that's a total of 9 things shooting at you. So that's about 126 plus 4 or 4/9 of that is doing area damage. However, he also gets, when this hits level 3, he also is able to hammer faster and be able to shoot faster as well.
So he can fix the thing.
He can fix the thing to keep it going and be able to deal more damage with his own, with his ultimate. Plus, he gains a lot of armor.
So who else do you think should be nerfed?
What do I think needs to be nerfed?
Yeah.
Well, the rivet gun looks to be about a bit too much damage for the attack speed that it gains. I mean, it's a 2 rounds per second, but each does 70 damage with a possible headshot. So that's about 280. That's about 280 if you get both headshots.
Easy to do for PC players.
Definitely. So I can't. Oh, okay. Let me look a little bit on the Bolton core because I want to see his. Okay, 50% fire buff rate, meaning that it's gonna be 3. It's gonna be 3 shots. So that almost means that pretty much every other character is gonna be dying a second. 300 armor, 100% melee rate buff. I just think that the rivet gun needs to have a little bit of a nerf of the alt fire and the regular thing should be. Like, rivet gun, I would say would be better at like 60, because then it's not doing 420 damage in 3 seconds when he uses his ult. Because he's supposed to be defense with a focus on keeping his turret alive, so he shouldn't be the one that's able to do just as much damage, I would think, or say.
I totally agree. There's one other character that needs a nerf, though. And that's another support character, actually. There's 2 supports on this list. And that nigga's name is... You're not going to say it?
Oh, Lucio?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucio. I mean...
This nigga is too good.
I mean,
he could literally win a game by himself.
I mean, I think we already talked about this earlier, but how you said they have 2 friends that main him?
Yeah, they only play Lucio.
I mean, he is just so good that you can't really argue about not wanting to change characters if you're playing as Lucio. The only character he is the only character that you can play the entire match as and be able to justify not changing a character.
He knocks niggas off the cliff.
He gains people almost. Just to start off with, 4 rounds per second at 16 damage, headshot. That's about 32. So about 64 damage. Not that much. Sound wave, 25 damage, but is able to push people off the cliff. I think that's fine. It's
his
passive.
abilities.
It's his actual supporting. That is the worst part.
Especially since it's self-deflicting as well.
I mean, his crossfade heal, 25 health per 2 seconds. That's all right. But then you have your. You also have a speed that's plus 30%, and then you have your amp it up, which increases the heal to 120 health per 3 seconds, and then speed of plus to 110% per second.
How do you get that fast?
I mean,
that's literally a little bit over 2 times your initial speed.
No,
put that on a Soldier 76 with sprint.
Here's the worst thing about it that I've actually seen happen was 1 Lucio, 5 Symmetras. All right. So amp it up. Usually, when you run to in defense, when you run to get to the payload, it takes about 30 seconds, right? Amp it up, takes it down to 15 seconds. So now those Symmetras set up all their turrets on places that you can't reach. And they can put about, so they already got 3 up. They've got 45 seconds.
How many turrets per Symmetra is it, 6 or 5?
6.
6 turrets per Symmetra.
So they start off with the 3,
Symmetras.
they put them down, let's say it takes them about 10 extra seconds. By the time there's 5 seconds left, all 5 of them have gotten out all 6 of their turrets.
Shit.
25 damage per turret times 30. Just around all the entrances. Like I think it was
You're
like
basically gonna get raped.
Yeah, because of the slow, it was about 250 damage per door. Because 25 damage and then 10
Plus,
per door.
her regular shot is actually kind of annoying too. The tracking one.
Yeah, it does. It starts off at 5, but then it goes up to 15 damage per second. I mean,
it's like combine that with her shooting you at the same time as her turrets, and
yeah. But I mean, the thing is that as much as Lucio doesn't look like he needs a nerf, I think that he needs to have a little bit more, because 12 seconds, while it doesn't seem that it seems pretty long, it's not long enough, because that 120 seconds, that 120 health will keep coming back very quickly. Because by the time that ends, it's on a 9-second cooldown already. Then the heal as it is 25 health per 2 seconds. I mean, I can't remember if it's actually continuously healing.
I actually think Zenyatta means something. Zenyatta sucks. I'm sorry. He's the best support in the game, hands down.
Yeah, I mean the heal. I definitely think that it should be that they should have a more clear divide, so that because he should not be able to do as much healing as somebody who does a single target healing. How much healing can Mercy do? Let's check that.
I'm not sure. I think it's a percentage healer, though.
No, it's just a flat 50. So she heals 50 health per second. He gains 25 per 2 seconds. But his Amp It Up heal does 120 health per 3 seconds to up to 5 characters.
That actually makes his heal better than hers.
600 health. That's 600 heal or 600 health to that's a total of 600 health over 3 seconds. During that time, she only gives 150
to one person.
Yeah.
So he's all around just better.
Yeah. I mean, she is good for immediate heals, but if you're in defense no, it doesn't matter what mode you're in. If you're around or just in range of your Lucio, he will be helping.
What really makes it annoying though is when Lucio is paired up with a Soldier 76 and he drops his healing field on the floor to go along with that healing. The perfect team I saw was a Lucio, Soldier 76, Hanzo, hold on, who was the other person? It was Reinhardt and it was Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the perfect team in all honesty.
Yeah.
From what I could see. They were never like blind. They had their backs against the wall that payload was not moving. They could see wherever everybody was due to sonic arrow most of the time.
The only thing that I can say that I can't really complain about being 76 is because you can destroy the biotic field. However, it's also very easy to find a place to still heal people while making it very hard for them to be able to destroy it.
Soldier 76 is just cool.
I'm trying to see how much heal it does. It does not say how much the
Hold on.
Yeah, it only says the duration and cooldown.
That's actually kind of weird.
It does not say the heal. But still.
That's actually odd.
Yeah, it might actually just be a percentage heal or something. I don't know. Like if it was a percentage heal, I can understand, but at least they're like if it's a percentage heal, then they're probably still just trying to like figure it out or something. Or if it's like a situational heal, like the less health he has, the more priority somebody gets in that field. It could be several things.
They need to rebuff Genji.
Genji?
In my opinion.
Which being able to deflect it at any point, or what?
I think that you should be able to deflect it back where they came from. Again. The reason I'm saying that, however, is because if you look around now, most people will honestly say that Genji is now a pushover.
Yeah, I mean, playing as Genji is fun, but his damage is probably the smallest out of all the offense characters. I mean, playing as him, the only time that I really managed to deal a lot of damage.
And Swift Strike just has a weird hitbox.
It has a weird hitbox, and the range is hard to learn.
Yeah, it's hard to judge it.
Yeah.
And his Dragon Blade, that made me upset. I mean, the fact that it's only 120 per swing.
Yeah, 120. That doesn't even kill a tracer in one hit. It does only one swing per second, and it only lasts 8 seconds. So at most, you're getting 8 swings. I mean, that honestly is not that good, especially because he is stuck in melee.
And he's also still able to be hit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he can't. I think I actually tried to do. I think he can.
And no, isn't he have a less move speed as well?
To attack at range, selective. No, you can. You can still double jump and wall climb.
You know what I'm saying? But isn't his running speed like decreased?
No, does not look like it. Yeah, he loses his range, which honestly, I don't think losing that range is that bad. I mean, it's 28 per projectile. That's 75. That's 84 damage. That's fucking diva damage. That's diva damage. 1.11 shots per second. I mean, yeah, I mean, they are the most accurate because they never lose accuracy when you're attacking. But the thing is that people are going to be moving so hard that you would almost
sporadically.
So sporadically, anyways, that it will be hard to get those headshots off.
And in all honesty, what is the point in the spread version?
Hitting multiple people and just.
It's like because it's only 28 per projectile still.
And it's also a slower rate. No, wait.
Yeah, it
1.48 shot. That's... Yeah, because in 2 shots, that's almost 3 shots of the irregular.
Yeah, it's like, so in a nutshell, that move is actually kind of worthless unless the entire team has less than 28 HP.
Mm-hmm. I mean... Honestly, if they actually want people to use Genji again, let the deflect go back to how it was, but I would say make the area a bit smaller of when it actually hits, but still keep it because it's a 2 second duration.
Exactly. It's not like he could just sit there for 8 seconds deflecting, and it's got an 8-second cooldown as well. So it's not just doing it back to back.
What would we say the average damage on Bastion was again?
Average?
Yeah, it was
I don't remember.
Like 4 to 15 damage.
Was it average for that would be about 11 or no.
10.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would say 10 because that's 6 and 5.
Yeah. 6 and 5. Yeah, about 10 or 11.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that would be. So in 2 seconds, the Bastion can do about 700 damage. But because just that 1 second is all it takes for Genji to kill that Bastion when it's in turret mode.
And that would really be a good counter for Bastion.
I mean that's what I've said is his counter for Bastion.
Yeah.
I mean you can already do that right now, but you still need to be looking at the Bastion. And Bastion players have gotten smart to hide around those corners and attack you.
Hit you from the side. He likes doing it from the back.
Mm-hmm.
Bastion is a sex robot.
Goddamn.
Bestiality much. He likes birds.
Yeah, but I think that's enough for Overwatch right now. And we've gone to an hour and a half today. I think that's. I wanted to talk a bit about Warcraft, but I honestly don't think that there's much to say about that movie because I'll just do a quick little overview of how I thought is that it is a good movie. However, I would recommend that if you want to understand as much as possible, like look up the try to find a copy of the game Warcraft, or just look up the information of what happens during the game of Warcraft, or just look up like the lore of the first orc versus human war in Warcraft, because that's pretty much what it all covers.
So basically, if you don't know that,
you won't understand anything.
Understand the movie.
However,
it's not actually made for people who aren't fans of Warcraft.
Yeah, but the thing is that overall it still is a good movie. I mean the plot, while it doesn't look good, I mean it doesn't. There's a lot of things that don't make sense and don't line up with the actual lore itself. But it still takes the main points of the thing that influenced the majority of the world. So that's one good thing about it. A lot of the animations of a lot of the orcs were fantastic. Like they looked very realistic. Being able to have these human people that aren't CGI and then having these CGI giant orcs fighting against them. There were a few times where the orcs did look a bit cheesy, but at the same time, I found that during the when there's supposed to be like a ton of orcs at one point, so I can kind of forgive that. Well, I can't forgive that because I can't do better than that.
Yeah. So basically, though, and long story short, it's a good movie. Yes. But if you're not a Warcraft fan or you don't know Warcraft, then it's not for you.
Yeah, I mean, looking at just if we just look up Warcraft movie itself and look at the 3 biggest scores from our IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and Metacritic. Rotten Tomatoes 29%, Metacritic 32%, IMDb 7.9 out of 10. I did look through a lot of different reviews, and a majority of the Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic are from people that do not know anything about Warcraft. And the IMDb is from...
AKA a majority of the people who's going to see the movie.
Yeah, and IMDb is people that is a combination of people that do understand Warcraft, while also some people that don't really understand it, but still enjoyed the movie nonetheless because they liked how the action was. So
it makes sense. Basically, you're not gonna like the movie if you don't know Warcraft.
But also, this is almost saying that about 50% of all movies needs to have a coherent plot, which I think it should. Well, I think that is pretty much true, right?
I agree with that.
Like 50% of the movie should be its plot. If it's
50% of the movie, exactly, because what it sounds like is the reason they had a problem with that, and the reason you need to know it is because it doesn't develop the plot well enough for new people.
Yeah.
So it's that is an actual problem. It's you're putting this in the theaters, you have to actually cater to the other people, the majority of people who are gonna, watch this. Yeah. Everybody else, even a lot of people who don't know what Warcraft is, are excited to watch this movie because they see orcs and stuff and magic, and it looks interesting, so they want to watch it. But then you have to cater to those people as well, because they're going to be the main ones trying to review your movie as well.
Here's the thing, that they didn't cater to those people, because they put in there are so many points that if I did not play World of Warcraft and already know who this character was, or did not read up on this certain part of the war, I would not know who it was if it wasn't for me having gone to like do a little bit of research of like the actual lore of the game itself beforehand. Oh, there were a lot of cool parts. Like if you're a Warcraft fan, like a fan of like a lot of, like, it doesn't matter if you're a Horde or Alliance fan, they cater to both sides as well, so that's a good thing. I mean, Warcraft definitely like naturally just leans towards orcs being the heroes compared to humans, because the orcs are just trying to find a new home because their home got destroyed, and the humans are just like, nah, no, you gotta leave, you gotta go back home. I don't care if it's destroyed, you gotta go back home. But I mean, yeah, that's all. That's about all I had to say. So that will be it for us today. Like, if you enjoyed it, subscribe to see more. And this is Wolf.
And this is Jostar.
And we're signing out.
All right.